Hello, good morning and welcome to New Forest Morphs. So just wanted to say a big thank you to all the lovely positive feedback we had on our last vlog yesterday, and we will go back to some of the responses later. Jared is my cameraman today, so welcome Jared. So the first job of today we're going to show you is how to take snakes out of quarantine into the main facility. So we have here 4 imports. They're about 2 months since we've had them, and if I just show you what we've got. So the first one is the Bonga 66% het clown, and the second one is a spot nose 100% het clown. The third one is a vanilla 100% het clown, and the fourth is a spot nose vanilla 100% het clown.
All females.
All females. Now, what was the thinking behind this, Jad, as far as sourcing these animals, and why did we go for these animals?
So we've got the spot nose het clowns so that they can be used for the Batman project.
Yes.
And then you like the other ones, so we decided to go for them.
Yeah.
Plus, any het clown is a quality asset to our collection.
Yeah. We think we've got one spot nose het clown from our own stock this year, which was I think it was, who gave us those? That would be Venus, who's our Pastel Twilight, which has got spot nose in it, and we put the Joker to her and generated 3 babies, which we've got. One of them we think is a female pastel spot nose 100% het clown. So
Pastel Twilight 100% het clown.
Yeah, Pastel Twilight 100% clown. So what we've done is we've also, I liked Rob Barraclough has been convincing me to go for vanilla, because I've been looking at some of his vanilla girls. So the reason I've got the vanilla girls is because of Rob, and I want to come back to Rob and give him a big thank you from yesterday, because there's some wonderful. I woke up this morning and I was actually it was like Christmas Day when I got down to check my messages, and there was a massive message from Rob, who I won't go there at the moment because it's a little surprise part, which I'll do in part 2 probably, because it's really good. I mean, he's going to take us to the next, well, he'll take me to the next 12 levels. It's that good. And I think it's the old saying is, the more you know, the more you realise how much you do not know. If you can get your head around that one, Jared. So the more you know, the more you realise how much you don't know. So it's a bit like when we go into space and we think that space is, we think we know a lot about space, but with the telescopes and with the various development in science, we're realising we're only scratching the surface of something much bigger. In fact, infinitely bigger. It's worlds without end out there, and I found it really fascinating. So it's the same with this hobby, is that the more you learn, the more you realise how much there is to learn. It's a never-ending, eternal gaining of knowledge. There's more genes to discover, there's more combos to do, there's more behaviour to study, there's more diagnostics to diagnose illnesses, and tomorrow we're going to hopefully cover preventative medicine as opposed to cure, which is very topical with COVID at the moment because we're all waiting for our vaccines. But I will say one thing, it's very interesting how Israel have got 23,000 million doses already put into their population, and they've got a population of 9 million, whereas we've got 2.2 million in the UK, population of 68 million. So I want to come back to that later to see what's going on there, but I take my hat off to the Israelis for having the 7 Ps, if you like. You know, the 7 Ps from yesterday? Let's say 6 Ps, and I think prior planning and preparation prevents poor performance. So the Israelis have connected with AstraZeneca, and they have promised to give the company that's producing the vaccine access to the data records of their population, not their private details, just their medical, how the vaccine's impacting on their population. They've given full access to this big company, which I think, I take my hat off to them. They negotiated 500,000 doses of this vaccine every week they're getting, and that's why they've got an average of 3 doses per person already in their bodies. So the first bit of feedback we're going to get before I'm lined up for my vaccine will be from the Israelis. Keep an eye on what the Israelis and how the Israelis are coping with everything and how they're responding to the medication, because I find it fascinating how it's going forward. But we really do pray and hope that this vaccine can be shipped out to us and delivered to us, rolled out to us as soon as possible. Anyway, we don't want to keep these snakes too long, because we've got 80 degrees in the ambient temperature, but they nearly should be getting into their new homes. So this is the first one we've got here. So come have a look at the Bonga. How's he doing, Jared?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Now remember, the Bongo, I got the Bongo because of 2 factors. Number one, I've seen Bongo clowns look gorgeous. Okay, have we got a name for him yet, Jared?
No.
Okay, so if anybody wants to suggest a name for the Bonga,
It's a girl.
it's a girl. We would be happy to take a name. He's lovely.
She's lovely.
She's lovely. You'll be surprised what that will do to the clown, and also you'll be surprised that I'm going to test him on the genetics. Test her. Sorry. Sorry. I'm going to test her with some other genes because I think she's got stabilising genes that could help the spider. That's what I've been told anyway. So we'll slip her in. So Jared's started at the end here. So what Jared's done is you've prepared these earlier, and we've done a temperature check, fresh water, everything clean, everything sterilised, and that is the preparation for that. Before we did this, Jazz, how much time did you spend inspecting these before they came into the main facility?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. He's gone over every snake, checking for lots and lots of things, and the main things you check for, Jared, before they come in?
So the new snakes that you acquire, you want to make sure that they're no mites,
No mites,
no RI,
no RI,
and make sure that their poos are fine and that they've shed
good poos, clean sheds,
and they're
Yeah. eating, and they're looking healthy.
and then we'll bring them in.
Yeah, you study their eyes, make sure there's no dehydration and there's no sign of any diseases or bacteria. Now tomorrow we will cover preventative medicine. If you do import a snake or get a snake that comes with a virus or comes with a problem, we've got various ideas and thoughts on that and how to go about it, but also how to prevent that from happening to your main collection, because you don't have to import a problem, you can create a problem if you're not doing good husbandry. So preventative medicine, prevention is better than cure. So getting those jabs in us, if they're all effective for the COVID, is much better treatment than actually catching it and then having to go through it. So this one is looking like she's in shed, Jared.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, this one is the spot nose 100% het clown. So let's take her and put her in her space. There she is. You can see she's in shed because she's got grey eyes. I'll put her in. There you go, beautiful. Again, she hasn't got a name yet, so if we get lots of Jared, if we get lots of names on the comments, we'll probably allocate each name to 4 snakes if we like them. And here we go. This one is the
Vanilla het clown.
vanilla het clown, which I love vanilla clowns because the vanilla does a lot for a clown. Very similar to fire, but more intense and does even more things. So we'll put her in as well. And then the last one, Jared,
Is a spot nose vanilla het clown.
this is a spot nose vanilla het clown. So now we've got my two of my favourite genes, actually 3 of my favourite genes in that girl. Spot nose vanilla clown. Awesome Batman opportunities there, Jared, because you've got your vanilla in there as well. Now there's a little bit of stuck shed on the top of it, Jared. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So these will probably need a little bit of assistance to get out of those. We might have to treat those later, Jared. So there's the new babies that we've got. And I'm trying to remember where we got these from. Can you remember the company? I think we imported them from Europe somewhere. I have to check. And
Was it Dolezo?
Dolezo, though? I think it was. I think we've done an unboxing in the quarantine area, so have a look at the video if you want to find out where we got these from. But let's just put these to one side. And today, Jared, what's the weather like outside?
Raining.
Raining, cold, windy, low pressure. So the barometric pressure, or the atmospheric pressure, is a very important part of understanding not just humidity and not just temperature, but understanding pressure. Now, being a fisherman, when I go salmon fishing, the best time to catch a salmon is on a low pressure, low atmospheric pressure, or barometric pressure, I think they call it. And the reason is because that brings rain. Rain brings a rise in the river levels. That sends a alarm signal down to the salmon in the harbour, because all the dirt that comes off the river acts like a ding 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 ding, time for dinner. The salmon goes on an amazing journey, and that's another story, but they come into the harbour and they wait there and they adjust from being saltwater creatures to prepare for a freshwater run. And as is the case with snakes, there's 2 of my favourite animals are snakes and salmon, because of their miraculous journey that they go on. And if anyone's into fishing, I've got a second YouTube channel which I'm going to promote today. It's called myself, Paul Greenacre, on YouTube. I've got 650 videos, been doing it for 8 years, about 2,500 followers, and I teach and guide and help people with their fishing, fly fishing, game fishing. I took the boys to Florida. There's a Florida section. If you're into that, please feel free to drop in there and have a little look, and I very much appreciate your support on that channel. But before we go any further on the fishing front, there will be an element of fishing in this afternoon's video, if you're excited about that. But it'll be fishing with a difference. We're going to go game fishing, but we'll come back to that one a bit later. So today, with all these things happening, Jad, would you say this is the prime opportunity to do some pairing?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now the reason why today's our pairing day, it's Wednesday, is it Thursday? I can't remember now.
Thursday.
It's Thursday today, and tomorrow is the competition, guys. Hope you're getting excited for your possible t-shirts. There's still time to enter the competition. We're going to close the competition tomorrow at 12 o'clock UK time. Got 30 comments. That's 5 t-shirts, stickers, magnets all going out. And if you want to jump on there, make a comment and subscribe and put your thumbs up, share with a friend, and we can build our subscriber base. We're delighted with how the subscriber base is building, and we welcome all our new subscribers to the channel. Thank you for your support, for sending so many nice messages. We really do appreciate it. So without any further ado, we're now going to do some pairing, Jared. So should we switch cameras so you can do the pairing? Or do you want me to?
You can do it then. It's just there.
Let's switch, Jared, because I think you're a little bit better than I am. Right. Yeah, thank you. Right, okay, so we've got the let's have a little look and see what we've got here. So back to our breeding plan. Has Jared got the breeding plan? Right, Jared.
So we're putting our pastel clown Bane.
Yeah.
And he's going in with our butterhead clown, which is here.
Yeah, and what we've done is during the cleaning we've inspected all of our animals. So we won't go through the full inspection, but they're all free of disease and mites. They're all healthy. They're out of shed, and we're going to produce here hopefully some lesser clowns, pastel lesser clowns is what we're aiming for here. So we'll leave them in peace.
Next pairing is our banana super pastel orange dream.
Yeah, that's Apollo. Now he took his first meal for 6 weeks, so he's putting on weight again. We're going to keep him in the rotation because he's eating, and it was the Maltese that did that for us. And there is the pinstripe Penelope. So they're going in together. Now we haven't cleaned this. Now Joe, why didn't we not clean this?
Because we want all of our smells and scents in there to get him excited. Top
tip is don't clean.
Unless it's an absolute state.
If it's a state, clean, but leave a little bit of mess in there because they love it. They prefer to breed in their mess. I know it sounds gross, because I wouldn't want to breed in mess, but they seem to love it, don't they, Jared?
Yeah.
So that's 2, and then what's our next pairing? Got Joker?
Yeah. Well, Cinnamon Pie is the next one.
Cinnamon Pied. So this is Elvis, our reliable Cine. I think he's a pastel Cine, Jared, but we'll soon find out. Pastel Cine Pied. And who's he going to?
Sammy. Cinnamon Het Pied.
So now this is her first breeding here, Jared. Let's just talk about this because of the season. She gave us a lovely clutch last year, and we're going to do a repeat clutch. She's going to shoot for the panda pieds again, but we're going to regulate the incubation temperatures and do a slow cook on this one because we did have a kinking issue on the last one, but it hasn't deterred us from giving it another go. So we're going to give that project one more go. If it's successful, we're going to jump up for joy, and if it's not, we're going to realign our plans and do something different. But she was actually one of the last to go, and this is why this is the first locking for her, because she's now up to condition. We've looked at her tummy and her belly, it's all nice and full. She's recovered. She weighed her in at about, I think she's 1,800 grams, which is very healthy. So she's restored all her body weight. She's in great condition. She's eating like a trooper or a champion, whatever you want to call it. So everything is telling us this is a good time to introduce the reliable husband of last year into a reconditioned Sienna. So, right, Jared, if you want to put those back in. And then the next one, Jared?
Next one is Mojave Ultramel.
Titus, our reliable stud. And where's he going?
Phantom.
He's going to go into the Phantom. And how's the Phantom looking?
She's doing well. Again, we haven't cleaned her tub because she's being bred to.
Yeah, now if you look carefully, she's getting big and she's eating like a trooper. Jared's left it a little bit smelly in there, haven't you, Jared? You've left all the scents in there.
Yeah.
And look at the activity. Look what he's doing. He's checking her out straight away. Look at that. See, he's very interested. Right, we'll leave him in peace, Jared. Okay. So there, we're aiming to, with the Phantom and the Mojave, we're aiming to hit purple passions, 100% het for ultramel, which would be lovely. And here we have our...
So the last one is our clown.
Joker, who's our 2.5 kilogram,
Mr.
10-year-old.
Reliable.
He's our powerhouse male. It's so reliable. He is unbelievably reliable. Now, who are you putting Joker to, Jared?
So we're putting him to a pastel yellow belly pied to get some pastel yellow belly double hets.
Okay.
For our clown pied project.
Wonderful.
I'll pop him in there.
Yep. And how's she looking? Let's have a little look and see what they're up to. It's interesting to study behaviour. You can see how the male is just patrolling and he's cuddling her straight away and maybe stimulating her as well. They do a lot of foreplay, which I call foreplay, but you'll find that snakes do a lot of foreplay and they do a lot of different things to get themselves into the mood. But everything looks very good there, and we're looking forward to seeing whether she'll produce us some beautiful 100% double het pied and clown pastel clowns.
Pastel yellow belly.
Pastel yellow belly double hets is what we're aiming for there, Jared. Nice choice in project, I believe. Right, are there any others, Jared, that we've got to do? How many are we doing? 7 today. There is one more.
They're in the shed.
I checked. If you have a look at her, you didn't realise it. So when I was cleaning, is she in the shed?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault then. I thought she wasn't in shed. So she's one of these snakes that.
Oh no, she's not in shed. It's the bell.
Oh, it's the bell that's in shed. Just check the bell, Jared. Because it's so easy to. There's Perlo. There. Let's have a look at him. Is he in shed?
It's shed out.
Oh, talk about good timing, Jared.
Tell me that earlier.
I gave Jared a surprise there. I have to double check his work, otherwise we're slacking.
My work? That's your work though. There. That's Dad's work there.
No, but can you pull out the shed to just show everyone that he's gave us a perfect shed. Look how perfect this shed is.
Big wet shed.
It's in his water bowl. Look, absolutely perfect. Okay. And then let's see how these two are getting together now. Look how beautiful the bells are when they shed out. Look how gorgeous he is. I'm super excited about this project, and we're aiming to produce some more bells because she's a platinum lesser and he's a super version of the Mojave lesser, which means that we should have 50% of these will be bells, Jared? I think it will be.
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully 50% of these will be bells, and look at the size of her, Jared. Look how big she is. 3 kilograms. Could produce a good clutch for us. We're hoping for a nice clutch, and we'll leave them in peace, shall we? Yeah, thank you, Jared. So that's 7 pairs. Now we've updated the planning record. That's really important. I think one of the things that Rob was saying is that now we're moving towards the 25mm follicle size. It's really essential you get your best males in this month and next month, because they want the freshest, strongest sperm possibly before the ovulation occurs, which we spoke about yesterday. And we're going to go into more detail in part 2 if you stay with us. And Rob's given us some fantastic information that I'm super excited about. I can't wait to share it with you, but we're going to wait until this afternoon. Let's go now back to the table, Jared, and we're going to look at the comments. I want to have a quick look at the comments on yesterday's video. So,
Yeah, we'll just
are they all here?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll go on the internet.
So on the internet, let's have a little look. So here we go. So this is our video, and I just want to have a little look at where we are. So that was the video for yesterday. That was breeding pythons, breeding cycles, and 5 milestones, part 2. So there was a couple of parts here. So JV Royals, who gave us the inspiration. Let's have a look at his. I think in the summer, when COVID has hopefully died down, I would love to see the facility and meet you guys and purchase a snake or 2 in the process. I see quite a few people in this hobby see breeding as a way of income, but straight away watching your videos I can see it's all about the passion for the animals. Thank you for listening and making a very detailed example of the breeding process. Really did make me laugh, the pair of you. Looking forward to the next video. So look. Oh, thank you so much. That's such a kind thing to say. And let's have a look at the next comment, which is from Mark Hutchings, and he's given us a little tip here. So I've got to just Dad, can you control that? Okay, I don't stop my temps. Hotspots stay at 90, even though they vary tub to tub. My ambient temps stay at an average of 77 during the winter, and they were locking up in September as soon as I put them in the tub. Okay, that's cool. Joey Hannah, awesome video, guys. Learned a lot and laughed even more. I always wanted a reef tank, but heard too many horror stories and just stuck with the freshwater ones. So I remember I was suggesting there that I'm going to create a marine tank in this facility. So it's nice, Joey, that you've got an interest in that as well. We're going to skip Rob Barraclough's response because it is absolutely, it needs its own part 2. But thank you, Rob, for that lovely detailed explanation of what you've gone there. It's so beautiful. And then we've got here recently new, can you move us up again, subscriber, Boots to Kim. You guys are great, love your personalities. Event number 2, even number 2 clown, haha. You like your joke, Jared? Okay, and then let's go to part 1, because that was part 2. There were some other comments from part 1, Jared. How do we get part 1 up? Can you do that for me? I'm up to 363 subscribers now, which is wonderful. And then we've got part 2 coming on here. So what we've got the Nev family. My question is, can you breed all year round, or is breeding a seasonal thing? You guys rock. Thank you for all your information. So the Nev family, we're going to answer that this afternoon with the second part. MA Morphs, another great video, loving the humour. Small Town Exotics, that will be Shane, and he's one of the 4 horsemen. So lovely, welcome to the channel, Shane, and thank you for putting in a couple of comments and likes. It says here, proper airflow solves any issues with mould. I use cocoa husk exclusively, and as long as I keep the fan blowing, I don't have any issues. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you, Shane. So Hamlin, haha, my kind of video this, love the laughs. Just Jared being the responsible one, keeping Dad in check. That's talk time. You should run a serious chat called Snake Take, then and then an outtake version of Paul talking balls. I think I talk balls anyway, don't I, Jared? But no, the problem with that, Hamlin, is a great idea, but because we're doing uncut, there isn't any outtakes, because you get the outtakes now, don't you? They get them live. But I like the idea of an after show. That was my thoughts. We might do an after show. Well, we are doing an after show. Do another after show. And he said it made my shift. Just see what weather.
Made my night shift. This keep it up.
Yeah, it does night work. So I think anyone that's working hard out there at the moment, hopefully our humour's keeping you going. And Small Town Exotics. We've got the what are those? Are they called mojos?
Rock on.
Rock on. Yeah. So we know that Shane's a rocker. He's a rock star. Kaz, let's see what Kaz has to say. Love you guys. I'd rather you didn't edit your videos. You're too jolly, and it's nice to see. My name is very famous, and I shall give you a clue. It was the main character in the 1982 horror film, and she was taken into the TV by some ghosts. Good luck. Please don't change, guys. You're fab and so refreshing to watch. Oh, thank you, Kaz. I'm trying to think of the name of that film, Drab. What would you say the film would be? 1982 horror film.
I was born in 1994, so
yeah,
this is all you.
I think that was the first horror film I ever saw. I went to the cinema and it scared me to heck. I was quite young. It was Poltergeist, I think. Poltergeist. Yeah, so I think the name of the girl that got caught in it, I think she was called Carol, I think. You said your mother-in-law is called Catherine.
Karen.
Karen is Kaz. So I wonder is
Kaz.
Kaz a short version of Carol? So my guess, Kaz, I'm guessing Carol. Let us know if I got it right. Simon Millership, I like this one. He was one of the first to respond, and he said 18 plus X-rated. So
X-rated, yeah.
You know, I was doing the slow reveal. He thought it was 18 rated because I didn't go too far. Only my tummy was being shown. So I get that. I like Simon's sense of humour. He's got a good sense of humour. Then we got Wayne. Let's see what Wayne has to say. Are you sure he's not on drugs, Jared?
To be honest, I'm not. I don't think he is.
You guys crack me up. But by the way, I'd happily join a Zoom call sometime if you have me. I will definitely have you, Wayne. So you will be probably our first subscriber to come onto our live channel or our pre-recorded channel, depending on where we go. Thank you, Wayne, for being bold enough to step forward, and we look forward to getting to know you. So the next person we've got is James Fitzpatrick, and he says, "Lo, honestly, you're so funny, guys. I think non-edited, as you guys are naturally funny. Also, just so you both know, Kaz Ben is my missus. So keep the great videos coming. So do you prefer a Merc or a BMW?" What would you go for, Jared?
I like Mercs.
Jared likes Mercs. I like Mercs. So we'd go with a Merc. Mind you, there's some nice BMW series out there as well, so that's a tough choice. But I think we'd go with the Merc.
I like the GLC.
Yeah. So that is the end of the comments so far. I think I've hopefully covered everyone. Thank you so much for making the effort and giving us your feedback, because we feed off that feedback. It feeds us. It keeps us motivated and wants us to come out and really do this.
I come into the office in the morning, and Dad's there every morning early, cracking up at your comments. So
Yeah.
keep them coming.
Yeah. Thank you ever so much. So how much time we got for the first part?
4 minutes.
We've got 4 minutes. So in those last 4 minutes, I better go and get my... Oh yeah, I'll give you a little sample of what's coming this afternoon. Okay. So, yeah, I brought in one of my props. Okay. Oop. Right, Jared, take that. Now you've got to guess what this is going to be used for, Jared. Are you ready? Fish on! Fish on! Oh, Jared, I've got a big one. Come on. Oh. Any idea what I've got, Jared?
A fishing rod.
Well, if you come a bit closer, I'll show you. This is a game fishing reel, and it's going to feature in this afternoon's video. But also, I'm using it as... What's that? What does that sound like to you?
A clicker.
Click? Clickbait? And this is the only time I use clickbait. You know, most of my thumbnails are pretty poor. In fact, actually, all the good thumbnails that we do, Jared does. He does his photography. I'm not very good at thumbnails, and I know that's a weakness on our channel. And I think if we improve those, Jared, I reckon that will get out into the community more. But they call clickbait. A lot of YouTubers do it. They put in these glossy pictures with all these different things, and you get invited in, and they call that clickbait. They want you to click on their channel. But my morals don't move that far away, because I don't think that I would want to do that, because nothing worse than being misled, and I don't like that. I'd rather have people come because they're enjoying the content, not because they're enjoying the front cover. It's what I call, in accountancy, we call that substance over form. So if you have a really glossy front cover and then you get let down by the content, it puts you off, doesn't it? So I'd far rather have good, natural, uncut content than something that's glossy that doesn't really deliver. Would you agree, Jared?
Mm-hmm.
But there is another side to this, is I've got to be careful that we don't get too casual, because I think it's important also from an artistic perspective to put effort into your thumbnails. And I think we'll do that more. And Jared, I'm going to ask you to help me with that, because you're really good at taking pictures. And we will do a series on videoing and photography, because one of our viewers has asked for how we make the films. So we'll give you a behind the scenes tour of what we do and the equipment that we use as part of a future video. So I think that's all for now. I haven't really given a lot of jokes, but we'll see you this afternoon. So it's goodbye from Jared, goodbye from me, and goodbye from New Forest Morphs.